Please subscribe.
As one of Kia's reliably top-rated models, the Soul has consistently been hard to classify. Tall wagon? Hybrid? Possibly a tad bit of both? Since its US debut in 2010, the Soul has gladly walked to the beat of its own drum, square-shaped and dorky, and is at last cooler as a result of it. Presently entering its third era, the 2020 Kia Soul includes a solid portion of refinement while keeping its bizarre streak unblemished. Soul contenders have gone back and forth as the years progressed. Nissan lost confidence in its weirdo Cube and Juke, supplanted by the more regular-looking kicks for 2018. Furthermore, the first subcompact box on wheels, the Scion XP, went from particular and cool to out of shape and exhausting in its subsequent age, before Toyota pulled the fitting on the brand inside and out. The decision is still out on Toyota's inquisitively styled otherworldly successor, the CHR. Neither of these models can contact the Soul with regards to torque. New for 2020 on every trim level, with the exception of the GT Line 1.6T, is a 147 horsepower 2.0-liter normally suctioned i4 driving the front wheels through Kia's own CVT, first observed on the 2019 Forte and supplanting the 6-speed program. That is 14 less strength than a year ago's 2.0, and 17 drive more than the active vehicle's 1.6-liter base motor. However, efficiency knocks up from 25/30ths mile per gallon city, parkway to 27/33 mile per gallon, or 29/35ths mile per gallon on an extraordinary economy-disapproved of model. A 6-speed manual stays on the alternative sheet, however it's just accessible on the base LX model. In the event that it's capacity you truly need, the turbocharged 1.6-liter i4 profits for the big enchilada GT Line 1.6T, indeed associated with a 7-speed twin grasp programmed and offering movement paddles just because. With 201 horsepower on tap, this helped Soul has all that could possibly be needed snort to turn the front tires. Despite the fact that power is appraised equivalent to a year ago's model, it feels considerably punchier at thruway speeds. Additionally, select to the 1.6T are bigger circle brakes and a game-tuned suspension. In spite of the fact that it probably won't be a genuine hot bring forth, the turbocharged 2020 Soul highlights moves to coordinate its capacity and doesn't humiliate itself in the corners. Even better, the 1.6T is nearly as affordable as the less groundbreaking 2.0, scoring a close indistinguishable 27/32 mile per gallon. Game-tuned suspension or not, the Soul conveys noteworthy ride quality, dispatching mid-corner knocks without dramatization or objection. Some portion of the credit goes to the more extended wheelbase this year, up by 1.2 creeps to 102.4. The body is longer, as well, by 2.2 inches, yet the general shape stays particularly the equivalent. From the start, the outside outline is commonplace, it's proudly tall and square-shaped. The front end is currently increasingly streamlined and strong, with squinty headlights associated by a middle trim piece that underscores the width, which stays unaltered at 70.9 inches. The general impact lies somewhere close to drowsy and complex, sort of like a Range Rover Evoque that expended such a large number of edibles. High acclaim, in fact, taking into account that the Evoque begins at once again $40,000 while a base 2020 Soul LX starts at just $18,485. Alternately, the back end is exhausted in its execution, with too many styling components going after consideration. All alone, the new boomerang-style taillights are a decent touch, particularly by the way they wrap up into the highest point of the back end. In any case, look around the bend to the C-column where there's a dark bit of plastic embellished with the Soul logo. Kia compares this shape to plane wings, yet truly, it's simply one more take on the skimming rooftop idea, and it looks a little attached when joined with the upstanding lines of the bring forth. Odds are the styling prompt will age just as that plastic piece. Despite the fact that the Soul resists classification depiction, It's unquestionably not a SUV, and up to this point it's avoided the pattern of outwardly professing to be one. New for 2020 is the X-Lang trim beginning at $22,485, which includes differentiating body cladding and stout bumpers. This bundle will be extraordinary for the urban warrior who drives inside spitting separation of a rock street. The 2020 Soul wears the look shockingly well, yet it's lost some road grit simultaneously. Odds are most Soul proprietors will be increasingly worried about what's happening inside. Generally, they won't be frustrated. Indeed, even base models get a 7.0-inch touchscreen infotainment framework with a 6-speaker sound framework and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto availability. Standard on the X and GT line 1.6T is another 10.3-inch infotainment framework with satellite route. The widescreen show is fresh and splendid and gives a lot of visual land for an FUP split-screen show. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto clients will welcome the additional room on this screen for up to 10 applications. Albeit a year ago's model highlighted unusual roundabout molded speaker lodgings that appeared to coast on the dashboard vents, the tweeters are currently housed in small rectangular bezels beside triangular-formed vents. It takes a couple of flickers before you understand that the joint shape imitates the type of a speaker, with the tweeters filling in as the loop and the vents assuming the job of the horn. The theme persists onto the entryway board, where an adapted trim piece gives the figment of sound waves. Perfect? Just GT Line 1.6T purchasers will be blessed to receive the 2020 Soul's most remarkable choice, the 640-watt Harman Kardon sound framework. Notwithstanding progressively sonic oomph, the state-of-mind lighting is extremely the star here. Lit-up speaker encompasses shine and heartbeat so as to the beat of the music. Because of client criticism, Kia made the lighting more splendid and increasingly responsive rather than a year ago's adaptation. In spite of the fact that it's not for everybody, it's a disgrace that this Soul-driven choice is constrained to just the top trim level. With regards to security, Kia offers an extensive record of dynamic well-being highlights on the 2020 Soul, however you'll need to venture up past the LX to get any of them. In any case, programmed crisis braking, path keeping and change help, vulnerable side observing, and back cross-traffic caution are for the most part standard on the S, which begins at $21,285. Not awful. By offering 5 trim levels rather than a year ago's 3, Kia has additionally mapped out the valuing and alternatives of the Soul over a more noteworthy spread. The greatest hop is at the top end, with the GT Line 1.6T telling a cool $28,485, generally $500 more than a completely stacked 2019 Soul. That is in accordance with the Mazda CX-3 Touring or Subaru Crosstrek. However, the Kia tidies them both with its turbo control. There's likewise an EV variant of the Soul directly around the bend, if electrons are more your thing. With its expressive styling and cunning inside contacts, the 2020 Kia Soul remains consistent with its unusual mission. In any case, it additionally happens to be an amazingly balanced and amiable vehicle with strong standard intrigue. The idiosyncratic twists serve to improve a solid bundle, as opposed to make up for any glaring insufficiencies. So for the individuals who need a handy bundle with a little backtalk, the 2020 Kia Soul is prepared to oblige.